the one thing that I want people to understand, regardless of where this America First movement is going, there are people that are already breaking away from Trump. And Nick Fuentes is at the head of the class.
I'm just wondering what the audience is for any of this. So Trump was an FBI informant working to deliver Epstein to justice. Oh, okay. And how?
Right off the bat, the level of desperation that they feel that they have to run cover for the Epstein story by suggesting that Trump was an FBI informant. I mean, the idea that you would even publicly admit, even if it was true, and you know what? In many instances, these guys are FBI informants. So it's probably, honestly, it might be true. It might be true. But the idea that you're going to say it publicly, Trump's an FBI informant, and that's why they can't release his name. Victoria might be onto something. It is questionable. And there is something to be said for his health, because clearly he's not doing well. Anyone with an objective eye could see that health-wise, Trump is not in good shape.
How does that work? Who knows? So I just, it's hard to continue watching this. And I say this as the guy that's totally vindicated. I don't know how the Trump supporters still do it. I don't know. I was talking to some buddies of mine today, and I said, you know, the fatal conceit of the people that continue to support this movement is they say this line, they say, trust the plan. I'm a plan truster. I trusted the plan. Did you trust the plan? And the problem with this notion is that I don't think there is a plan.
There isn't a plan. They don't know what to do because remember, if you are attached at the hip to corporate special interests, there is a limit to what you will be permitted to do, to what you will be permitted to get away with. And as of right now, it goes without saying that there is going to be a movement that is going to grow exponentially out of Trump's movement, and Nick Fuentes is going to lead one of those efforts. I am not here to support him. I am here to challenge him, but I also know that he is very charismatic, and people love him, and they're following him wherever he goes. You see, the problem with Fuentes, in many ways, is the same problem with Trump. It's the same problem with the vote blue no matter who Democratic Party sycophants. They need, as Jen puts it, upper management. They need somebody to lead them, which is why the evangelical church is so powerful in this country, even though anyone with an objective eye who didn't grow up in that environment can see that it's a cult. It's a clear as day cult if there ever was one. But millions upon millions of people follow them on a regular basis. And so when you need upper management, there are good people that actually understand that with great power comes great responsibility. But there are also those who take full advantage of those that are afraid, unsure, and scared. And right now, a lot of people are scared. They don't know what direction is which in this country. That's a scary place to be. I mean, we see how completely decimated and dead the Democratic Party establishment is. But they're going to sink the whole party into the ground. They're going to break. There's no other way. They couldn't possibly find a way out of this. It's not possible. But on the other side of the coin, you have, I would say right now, two significant movements that are brewing that are what I would consider the non-corporate America First side of not even so much conservative or even libertarian politics, but more so just populist politics overall. One faction is going to be Nick Fuentes' people. The other faction is going to be Thomas Massie and what movement he's going to lead. Then, of course, you still have the tried and true conservatives, the evangelicals, if you will, even those that support the establishment. That much we know is what's coming on the political right. As far as what the so-called political left is dealing with right now, the only thing that they have to hang their hat on, period, is Zoran Mamdani. Not Bernie Sanders, not AOC, not Ro Khanna. Sorry, Ro. All they have is Zoran. That's it. That's all they have. And they better hope he wins in November, because if you think that party is dead now, it'll be completely dead if he does not win the general election. Cory fucking Booker is going to run for president again as a Democrat. Gavin Newsom is going to run for president and have a lot of money behind him. The party is dying. And there is no movement leader on the left side of populist politics like there is a right movement leader like Nick Fuentes. Think about that.
Well, as a matter of fact, I know there's no plan. There is no plan here with any of it. There's no plan with the tariffs. There's no plan with Russia. There's no plan with immigration. There never has been. I don't know if there was ever a plan from the very beginning. What this plan is or was. I don't know that there is any sort of method. I don't think this administration is thinking even 2 or 3 steps ahead, let alone people are talking about 5-dimensional chess and all these incredibly complex psychological manipulations. I don't think they're thinking even a few weeks ahead. They're on a 2-week timeline always.
And part of the reason they're on this 2-week timeline, as Fuentes puts it, is because I truly do believe, based on what I've seen, and as you guys know, I'm as objective as anybody who does content creation on YouTube for politics. I do think that Trump's health is catching up to him. And I do think that he's having some serious problems. And as a result, they don't know what to do. And Vance is waiting in the wings, but more specifically, Peter Thiel's puppet is waiting in the wings to take over this country. And if you think we're a surveillance state now, you haven't seen anything yet. Heck, I think Glenn Greenwald really owes this country an apology because he kind of talked up J.D. Vance. I mean, I was wrong about J.D. Vance. I didn't support him. I didn't support them taking over. But heck, you know, there's so much propaganda out there. There is so much that we have to deal with. And it's very difficult to try and hone this message. And again, as I've said, I say to this audience, I say to everybody, and to the 315 people watching right now, if you haven't smashed that like button, please make sure that you do. Please make sure that you are subscribed. Please make sure that you share the stream. 325 people watching now. Guys, please help us get this message out there as much as we can. The reason I cover Fuentes is simply this. He has a substantial platform. And a lot of people are listening. There's a number of things he gets right. There's a number of things he gets wrong. And I think we have to be cognizant of what is actually moving working people in this country right now. And you know who's moving working people? It's Nick Fuentes.
So they say this, trust the plan. It's like, what was part of the plan here? Asking the FBI to look for all the mentions of your name, getting told you're named in the files, then burying them, then hoping it would go away when it didn't, saying it was a Democrat hoax. When people didn't buy that, blaming your own supporters, hoping it would go away after that. When it didn't, now say that you're a FBI informant that was helping to actually destroy Jeffrey Epstein. What was the plan there?
They don't know what to do. They don't have a plan. Because they know that this country is getting restless. Everyone always asks me, When is this so-called revolution coming? When is this so-called blow-up circumstance going to happen? I'm not 100% sure, because it obviously takes at least 3%. That's what we're told. It takes at least 3% of the population to say, fuck this shit, I'm not doing it anymore, for there to be substantive, generational, revolutionary change. But little by little, people are starting to look around and say, is this system broken? Are we kind of doomed where we stand now? Yes, we are. And that's why Fuentes is blowing up, because he may be on the political right, but he, like a lot of people on the political left, is ready to burn it down. And there are a lot of people out there who want to burn it down. And I get it. And as you guys know, I am a participant in capitalism. I'm in commercial real estate. So I live it. But I'm not naive. I know exactly what's going on. I see it every day. We can try to do everything in our capacity to try to make that change. But if we do not collectively come together, you're going to have people like Nick Fuentes leading massive movements in this country. And while I think some of what people say about him is overblown, I also can see why people are afraid of him. He's got a huge ego. He's got very coarse language. He says a lot of things that I think are done for shock value. Whether he believes them or not, I'm not sure. But people are following him. And he is directly challenging the president of the United States, and he knows that it is having an impact. That's a hell of a lot of power for a very young and very angry young man. So who knows what's going to come of it? We don't know for sure what direction this country's going to go in, but we know for sure that whatever it's going to look like from a right populist perspective, it's going to come from Nick Fuentes and from Thomas Massie. Now, of course, I'm more inclined to follow Massie for sure, but we cannot ignore that Fuentes is a big deal in the grand scheme of things.